guys, I'm back again, and I have some more Minecraft content for you. And as I said in, I don't know, actually the last video I did was the first episode of the Let's Play. If you've been following, I went there's a forest over there, and I went all the way through it, and then over here I'm in the processes of building my house, and then once I get that done, I will upload part 2 and probably part 3 and stuff like that. But what this video is this video is going to be a performance guide for the best ways to increase Minecraft performance. Now, this may sound a bit hypocritical coming from someone who's recording with Far and Fancy and getting like 60 FPS, but I used to have a crappy computer. In fact, I still do have that computer before I got this computer that doesn't run well. And if I ran this without some of the tips I will be telling you, I wouldn't get anywhere near this good of performance. So yeah, let's just get into the guide. The best thing I can say to do first off is this is sort of like a debugging stage of performance. First, start off, keep graphics fancy. You should never take off. The difference between oh, I should probably say install Optifine. There is this mod called Optifine, and I think I've already done a review of it. If not, I actually haven't. I don't know why I said that. But it's a very good mod, and it increases Minecraft's performance a lot. But to find your optimal settings, set graphics to fancy. I mean, turn your render distance down to tiny. Make your performance max FPS. That's good to have, even if you don't have Optifine. And then, even if you don't have Optifine, Advanced OpenGL should be on. And if you have Optifine, set it to fast. There's a lot of confusion over what this does, I think. And I always knew this, but I'm guessing a lot of people found this out from here. That Advanced OpenGL it uses Minecraft. The reason it can run on basically any hardware is because like all even integrated graphics cards, Minecraft runs on something like OpenGL, and it's a really old version. This uses the like 2001 like refined version, and it's called like virtual occlusion or something like that. I'll probably have it up on the screen. And what that means is, like it says here, only visible geometry is rendered. And you're saying geometry? Well, the way 3D graphics work in any game is that everything's rendered as a polygon. Therefore, there can never be true circles in any kind of computer, because computers are digital, and the only thing that can have pure circles is something that is analog. But yeah, so that's why it's called only renders visible geometry. Now, what that means is that it loads everything, like it loads what's behind me, but the only thing that's rendered right now is all the blocks that are in my site. Like, there's no way to there's no way to show that, but that's how it works, and it improves your FPS a lot. Mainly what it does is it decreases lag spikes, which are the most annoying kind of lag. Since I'm recording, I can't get higher than 60 frames per second. But yeah, otherwise I would be far above that. The next thing you want to do is turn your fog start to 0.8. That just makes it so you can see more of the area. And if you have a multi-core processor, which I almost can assure you that everyone does, turn your chunk loading to multi-core. That'll give you a pretty big performance boost. And then fog should be fast. there's basically no difference that I can tell between fast and far, fast and fancy, I mean, in fog. Now in details, this basically, like let's say I had my graphics on fast, but I still wanted the fancy grass and the fancy trees, which is what I should be doing because it actually does give you a bit of a performance increase while still looking the same. Yeah, that's what you should do really, if you still want like fancy, but it takes too big of a chunk out of your graphics card. Yeah, let's see, next, quality. Don't turn any of this on. I have it on just because it looks nice and I can use it. Clear water, this doesn't affect too much of a performance increase, in fact none at all. That you can turn on. Random mobs, natural textures, connected textures, and smooth biomes, and stuff like this. Doesn't really affect performance, but min-mapping, the type of min-mapping, and antistrophic and anti-aliasing, specifically anti-aliasing, it eats your computer. It is probably the biggest thing, but it makes a pretty huge difference. Since I'm on tiny, actually I can't show it because it's only effective after restart, but in here you should only turn on connected textures and natural textures and custom colors. If you're using a texture pack, custom fonts, swamp colors, and these have to be on. Better grass, this is one of the mods you can select in MC Patcher. From what I can tell, fast and fancy don't make any difference. I don't know if you can tell because it's nighttime, but the grass is on all sides, so it's a bit more realistic. I personally hate this and think it looks revolting, but I know some people that really like it, so the option's in there. Random mobs, but for some reason on any Minecraft I've ever had, random mobs has never worked. I don't know why, but on this computer it just doesn't seem to work. Let's see. Animation, turn this down. It doesn't particles, you can make it whatever. There's not big of it, make it minimal. It affects performance an okay amount. Performance, smooth FPS is a must-have, and smooth input. If this starts to glitch, turn it off. Also, when you turn this on, you get big FPS drops, turn it off, because some graphics, like some integrated graphics cards, don't support this. But basically, yeah, you'll know if you don't understand what an integrated graphics card is. If you get huge frame rate drops, then turn it back off. Smooth input, it doesn't affect FPS, but it fixes stuck keys, which I used to have a big problem with. But I've known people who have had problems with it, and it has glitched up their entire keyboard. So yeah, this load far, don't do this, and it basically makes it so if you're switching render distances, it doesn't have to reload the word, which would have been useful for this video, but I didn't turn on preloaded chunks. I don't really get what this does, but finds an error in which no chunks will be loaded. It doesn't seem like very much of an important option. Dynamic updates, if you have a pretty beefy computer, mainly a pretty beefy CPU, turn this on. It makes it so when you're standing still and not moving, it loads the world faster and decreases your FPS, but you wouldn't notice if you're just standing still. But I've had FPS problems when I've done that. Chunks updates per frame. This is basically frame rate versus world loading is what this is. If you have this to 1, you get higher frame rate but slower world loading. If you have it 4, you get much slower FPS but much faster world loading. This is mainly, again, an option for people with pretty beefy computers. So that's basically, oh, there is one more thing in other. This is a tip that I don't know of anyone who's ever talked about it in a video, but I'm going to say it here. And this goes mainly for desktops who have a monitor. Look what this says. What it says, when it will by default say default, then click on it. That will tell you your native resolution of the screen. If it says 920 by 1080, then you want to bring this down, and for everyone, bring this down to 128 by 720. This greatly improves performance. And if you have a screen, I have a 22-inch screen on my computer, and if you have anything this size or even a little bit bigger, or and of course anything smaller, it will not look pretty much any different than 1080, except the performance increase will be huge. So yeah, that's basically everything. That's a weird moon. I wonder if that's glitched. That's basically everything you can do with the settings. And the reason I told you to turn your render distance down to tiny is, and step it up every little bit till it starts to lag too much. Like step it up to short if you get a ton of lag. Then turn it back down a little bit. If you don't get any lag yet, turn it up to this. If it's good, then keep it on here. If it lags a lot, bring it down a bit. If it doesn't lag at all, then turn it up to, you can probably turn it up to far, like I have it on, and yeah, this is where you should keep it. If you're wondering about what the, just average specs it takes to run, and I've never heard anyone give a definitive answer to this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it here. I would say the minimum required specs to run Minecraft at Far and Fancy would be a, at least, if you have an i3, a Core i3 processor, that's 3 gigahertz, or if you have an i5 or i7 that's above 2.7, that's as good of a CPU as you will probably need. And if you have an AMD processor, around 3 gigahertz is recommended for what I would say. You can have a little less than that, but that's what I would recommend. And graphics card, you basically almost any discrete video card, which is a discrete video card, is a video card that is not integrated into the CPU. Like for instance, in this computer I have an AMD Radeon 4670 with 256 megabytes of video RAM, and I mean, this can run Minecraft at Far and Fancy with no lag. Any lag I'm getting now is a result of the fact that I have anti-strophic filtering on, and I'm about to die. Oh, thankfully I was right by my bed. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more content like this, or like this video, and hope to see you soon watching another video. Peace.